Get started. I am tonight going to do similarly to what I did last time, which is connect us as a group, and I have to have my glasses to be able to see. Hi Christine, how are you? Hi Janelle. I'm going to be able to connect, get us all to connect as a group, and I'm going to guide you through that. But one of the things that you need to do first is you need to be able to set your intention around what you want. And you need to be able to, I keep looking at who's joining in because, you know, I kind of know you, so I better not keep doing that. I'll come back to it in a minute. You need to be able to set your intention around what you want. Your intention is a very powerful thing. Your thoughts and you know, deciding what it is you want, because lots of people know what they don't want. And not what they do. You know, for example, I don't want pain, and I don't want, you know, this issue within the relationship, and I don't want to be by myself, and I don't want this job. And what you really need to be able to decide is what you do want, and to get quite clear about that. So I want you to really set an intention, and you don't have to make it one thing. I mean, you can ask for whatever you want, and you don't have to keep asking. You just quite clearly decide, if I could have something that would be really what I want, what would it be? For some of you, it's going to be physical healing. For some of you, it's going to be clearing out old, you know, stuck energies or trauma from the past. For some of you, it might be attracting in something that you want, like bringing in a new job, bringing in a new relationship. And I know all of these things, you know, you might have many of them, but, you know, just pick one or two and make a decision about what your intent is for tonight. Now, I know, and last time there were lots of people who wrote to me, and thank you so much for your feedback. The results of this can be immediate, or they can begin to appear over time. So last week, which is our last session, which was a week ago, I set my intention around, I put my knee up on the intention cosmic universal board, and my knee is not completely better, but in 1 week it's improved a whole lot. And I haven't done a lot really other than it's just beginning to improve on its own. Now, is that just happening? Maybe it is, but maybe it isn't. So, and I know many of you wrote to me and told me stories about things that had happened, healings that had occurred, some immediately and some more over time. And, you know, when you've had something chronic, when you notice a change, then, you know, notice that change. What's really important about this is noticing what's different. And I've talked to you about this before, but this is it's a really, really key. I want to emphasize it and keep saying it, because most of us keep noticing and looking for what we expect to see. And often what we expect to see is, you know, I still have a sore knee, or I still have this problem, or I still don't have the answer to that, or I don't have this person in my life, or I don't have the job I want, or, you know, I still have this issue I'm dealing with, or whatever it is. We look and we find what we expect to see. And so it's very important to begin to notice what shows up in your life that's different, that you didn't expect. And sometimes it's a small thing, and begin to follow your guidance, because when you drop into this field, you activate the energy around you, your vibration changes, and what you bring to yourself is different. And things, you know, sometimes they're small things, but when they show up, they need to be noticed. You know, science tells us the act of observation changes things. And, you know, all the experiments they've done is that the observer is actually also playing a part in what changes, and that observing something actually changes what is around us, and it also brings things into kind of concrete manifestation. So really, really important to notice what's different. And it can be something really simple. I know someone recently told me, I was working with her, I said, notice what's different. She'd been working on some things about relationships, and the next day, the next morning, the same cereal that she's been eating for all her life, she noticed a comment on the top of the box that she'd never seen before. There was actually spot on relevant, you know, something about, you know, I can't remember what it was, but something about how to live your life. And she said, I've looked at that box all my life and I've never seen that quote. So, you know, sometimes things are staring us in the face, but because we find what we expect to see, things go unnoticed. We don't take everything in. Our perception is not able to take everything in. Lots of things get filtered out. So that's really important. So that's my rave for tonight, and really, really important. So thanks. And I'm going to ask some people to, later on to share if you've had anything else come up this week that you haven't shared with me, or if you have already told me but not shared it, share what's been going on for you, if you've noticed some changes, whether you did it live last week or whether you have watched the replay. It makes no difference. Someone asked me about that today. And it makes no difference, when you drop down into the place where we're going to be, it's a no time place. So it doesn't matter when someone is watching this. The effect is the same. So let me, hey Rolf, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So let me just see, I'm going to scroll down just for a sec. Hi Simone, hi Lena, how you going? Agnes, how are you? Oh, thanks, Agnes says, yeah, thank you. My generosity, you know what? I'm thanking you guys for being here. This is really important to me, and I'm really grateful. I wouldn't be here. I'd be doing this on my own if it wasn't for you. Okay, so you have set some intentions, and just have a think about what it is. And remember, you don't have to keep repeating it or anything like that. Just decide, and start with the idea that in the positive. So what you want is, or what you'd like to have attract, or who you want to be is. Writing it down is really important. If you want, you can write it in here. If you want to share it, write it in the chat box. It's great to share what you want and see what other people want too. We're all in this place together, and the more that you begin to think about that, the more I connect with your intentions too. And we're all actually working at a higher level to create what we want for each other. This is a really powerful group. Hi Anna, how are you going? Good to see you here too. Okay, so make sure that you are not going to be disturbed. Turn off any phones. Turn off your email in case it's on the computer at the same time. You don't want any ding-dong-dangs, waking you up, kind of disturbing. If anybody is watching the replay, what just happened was we started our session, and I talked a bit about noticing what's different. Something just showed up that was quite different. We all dropped down. We started to do expanding our field, and where it gets really powerful, I said the heart's the most powerful energy. We all started doing it, and the whole connection just crashed. So it was a pretty powerful moment, and if you were here, it's a pretty interesting one. So if you're watching the replay, that's what just happened. That's why we're laughing, and that's why we're all kind of getting reconnected. So if on the replay you won't get to see what we talked about beforehand, but probably you don't need it. So we're going to just jump right in. The thing that I do want to say is stay tuned afterwards, because I've got a free gift I want to give away, and it's only for people who are watching and for the next 24 hours. So stay with me after that, and feel free to chat at the side if you're joining in tonight. Hi Leslie, she went to get a cup of tea. Good. Agnes, no such thing as coincidence. I agree. Pretty interesting. All right. So once again, let's just drop in, drop down, take a breath. You know where the place is now. So I'm just going to go through that again for anybody who's watching the replay. I want to, they will be able to follow through the process. So I'm just going to guide you through doing that again. And if it looks like it's going to drop out again, I'll kind of let you know. I got a warning and I ignored it, but there wasn't anything I could do, so it's pretty interesting. Okay, so take a breath in. First of all, set your intention. Those of you who are joining, or if you're watching the replay, set your intention around what you want, making it what you want, not what you don't want. That's really important. Getting an idea or a sense or a picture of what it is you do want, whether it be around a physical health, whether it be something you want to bring into your life, a change you want to make, anything at all. And give me more than one thing. Hey, you know, God, the universe knows exactly what you want. And leave a bit of wiggle room for things that, you know, God knows that you really want, and the universe knows that you asked for before that you just forgot about. things that are things you do really want that maybe because your back's hurting, you forgot about something that was actually really even more important to you than that. Because sometimes stuff shows up that you really forgot you wanted. That's even better than what you asked for. Okay, so clearing all distractions. And I'm just, if I stop, just allow me, because if I stop, I'm expanding my own field to connect with you and to notice you, to notice your energies. So find a comfortable place. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, let yourself drop down. Let yourself relax. Put your feet on the floor if you're sitting. If you're lying down, just let yourself relax and sink into the floor. Breathe into your heart through your chest wall. Imagine that you can breathe in, so bring your awareness, your consciousness to this area of your body. Breathe into your heart through your chest wall and breathe out. Imagine that you can breathe out through your chest wall, out of your heart. Just continue that breathing. Set your intention to connect with me and everybody who's on this in this session, whether it be now or whether it be later. And then bring your awareness to your heart field, which is in front of your body, in front of your real heart. And this is a super powerful torsion field. And so just as you're breathing in and out, bring your awareness to your heart field and just allow it to relax, to soften, to flow, to expand. In front of you, to all sides, behind you. Continue to breathe in and out as you allow your whole body and your energy to sink down. To relax and to flow. Imagine a pebble being dropped into a pond, and the ripple moving outwards is like the energy of your heart field, rippling outwards. Outwards to fill the room you're in, to surround all of you, to fill the room, to fill the suburb. Make it as big, as comfortable as you like. And you only need your intention to do that. Energy will go where your intention goes. So if your intention is to allow your heart field to soften and expand, the energy will flow there. And as you drop down, you drop into the connection with everybody in the same field who's working together tonight. You drop down into the place of all-knowing, down into the place of your intuitive, your intuition, and into your divine presence. Into that part of you that is God, that is divine. Okay, great. Setting your intention for what you want and letting it go. You don't need to hold on to it. No need to keep asking. Just put it out there. Imagine you've got a clipboard, you can put it up there and then just let it go and forget about it. Okay, so I notice the energy circle, and what we're working with here is a circle. That's my intention, and what I will be doing, so all you need to do now is stay relaxed. So the last thing to do is just drop your awareness right down to imagine you're dropping it to your hips. So just let it like gently slide down, your awareness, your consciousness, just drop right down. Yeah, good. Now you can sit and watch me, you can just sit with your eyes relaxed, your eyes closed, you can lie in a relaxed position, however you want to participate. Once we're connected in this field, you can be conscious and awake, hopefully not reading emails, but you can be doing anything, but to get the most benefit so that you really notice, because I mean a lot of this is about noticing, and the more that you kind of connect and stay with me with intent, the greater you're noticing of change, and then the more likely you begin to notice what's different, and that's really a key thing. So just allow yourself to relax and stay in that moment. And what I will be doing over here is I'll be connecting, and because we're all in this together, and there are always going to be similarities. The reason that we're all together, and I never know what I'm about to say or about to do, but I do know that whatever I do will be benefiting everyone, even whether you think that this is something that you are consciously aware of or not. So, and it's kind of fun, it's I'm just going to get my pad, because what I do is I draw, and that's a way that I connect, and I'll tell you what I'm doing as I do it. You might notice changes in your body, changes in your field. Some of you are more energy sensitive, some, like me, you're learning to do it, whatever way you notice it, whether you notice anything or not, the changes will be there. And what I'm talking about here are vibration changes, light changes. We know that really all we are is light and energy. And what I'll be looking for are the patterns that show up, that want to, and I just play with them and notice how they can be different. And then we notice how that's going to translate or manifest in your sort of real or physical body. So, and that can happen immediately, or it can happen over time. Okay, so I'm just going to notice, so you just stay where you are, so I'm just going to draw a circle, and I'm just going to notice what's happening at this moment first. So I just notice the circle is still forming, so I'm just going to wait until I sense that everything is ready, and I'll just tell you what I'm doing. If I stop, it's because I'm noticing I don't know what's going to show up. And I notice there's a great flow of energy in this circle here today. That's really very strong. Yeah, I really notice you. Okay, so there's a few people. I just want you to just keep breathing. Notice your breathing. Set your intent to join the circle. Maybe you got here late, or maybe you're watching this later. Set your intent to be part of the circle. That's it. You got it. All right, we're ready to start. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just notice what's going to show up tonight. Okay, so the first thing that's showing up for me is some issues around family, and I'm also getting overseas stuff. So for some of you, this is overseas family. For some of you, this is current. So I'm just going to notice, and I don't know what that's going to mean for you, but because I'm working generally, I'm just going to tell you what I'm noticing, and then I'm just going to notice what it is that we're doing. So I'm just going to write this word family here. So some of you worried about family, some have got issues with a family member. It's kind of this family, there's a family question, a family energy going on. Some it's your mum. Okay, so you know when working this in a kind of a general way and yet being very specific to you, I'm just going to notice what's showing up with this. So what I notice is that a lot of people just really want some peace here. This is around wanting peace. And when I say peace, it's sort of like peace of mind, peace in the relationship, peace in your connection, peace in some way, just having a sense of peace. There's some angst, there's some worry going on here. So let me just notice. Okay, so I'm just going to connect the two things. So I'm just going to notice where is the concern? It's like, what's the feeling? So much children. I'm just going to notice where is this? Okay, so what I'm noticing is I've got this kind of Beatles thing here. It reminds me of a family. You know, they're in a family and like they're like connected, but at the same time, there's all the stuff that goes on in families that, you know, no matter how close people are, there's conflict and there's, you know, no matter how much people love each other, there is still conflict and sometimes hard to get along with each other, or, you know, difficulties that arise. So I'm just connecting with the energy of that, and then I'm just going to notice what we're doing with it. Okay, so what I notice is this. What is this? Forget what it's called. Rose quartz, which, as many of you know, has to do with love, and I'm just connecting two energies, so the family and this. Just let that go. Okay, and it sort of brings me back to the heart. So this time, I'm just going to, it brings me to the heart. So it feels like I want to work with some heart energy now, whether it be physical, whether it be emotional. There's some heart energy I want to work around. So I'm just going to notice here what's showing up. So it feels like turmoil. I'm going to say the word turmoil. It feels like, you know, whether the turmoil be around something difficult that's happened, or a relationship that's difficult, or some angst, you know. It's like the heart's not at rest. So, you know, however you might experience that, whether it be it even feels like it might be someone you've lost, you know, there's some still of that there, some turmoil, some sort of angst, or could call it grief. I'm going to write that down too. Okay, so let me just connect with that. And you know, when the heart feels this way, it can show up in the body, it can show up in different ways when that pattern is still there. And when I say that, what I'm working with is noticing a light pattern that some of us have. Yeah, and it goes quite deep for some people too. I can sort of feel the depth of that concern, that pain. And I'm just going to notice what's showing up around that. So the frequencies 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 5, 6, frequency 6. So I'm just going to drop that into the heart field. Just drop that into the heart. And this frequency is like providing a kind of womb-like nourishment, sort of healing. almost like, you know, that sort of surroundedness of that sense of being nurtured and being in the womb, you know, being protected, being healed. So that's a really nice feeling. So I'm just going to draw that around here. It's almost like, you know, that's the healing. And, you know, when we start these things, they start now and then they continue. And once a pattern begins to change and changes, it allows you to be different, allows you to make other choices. And that's how you need to notice what's different and what shows up for you. All right, I'm sensing like an angelic presence. Okay, so this is a template. This is like bringing in the energy of something that wants to come in that's useful to all of us. So this is like an angelic presence, an angelic sense. It's quite overwhelming. So I'm just going to connect that with all of you. It's like brings that feeling of peace. Is that what I said before? Yeah, I did. It's like bringing that feeling of peace that you want in. It's like it's bringing you the sense of peace that you ask for, that we all want. And it's knowing that you are loved and cared for and always protected. Allow that vibration to show up in your heart. Just notice whatever you notice. For me, it's like an expansion, expanded even further and softened even more. And just feel really comforted. Wow, okay. We brought tears to my eyes. Okay. Felt a bit overwhelmed by that. It's lovely, beautiful. Obviously having my own healing here as well, because, you know, I'm always working on myself, as at the same time we're all together. I feel like, you know, maybe you want to cry. I feel like maybe there are tears that you're having too, or something that is moving through. If you feel like you want to yawn, cry, sigh, allow that to move through your body. And what I notice that's different is that it's almost like as I look at this heart and the things that I've drawn on the page, that I almost can see them flowing. It's like the energy around what I've drawn is now softer, and I don't know what that will mean. It might mean that you have a sense of compassion for someone. It might mean that you just feel differently. It might mean that something that has been bothering you doesn't anymore. You'll need to notice that for yourself. And I'm just going to leave that. It's like really huge now. I'm just going to leave that to kind of keep flowing on its own. And I'm just going to notice what's showing up next. Okay, so I'm actually feeling like I'm seeing the liver right now. So if you've had a bit of challenge around the liver, now that might mean, you know, had a lot of toxins in your system, you've had a lot of drugs, I mean, you know, even prescription things that you had to take. If you've been someone who's drunk a lot of alcohol, if you just have had a virus or something that's weakened your liver, or anything like that, I feel like I'm working with liver energy here. I feel like I'm working with the detoxification pathways. So remember, when I say this, I'm working on a vibration, on a light level. This is what I'm noticing. So everyone's liver, it's really important to have a liver that works well, because it's the major detoxification organ in the body. And if you have sensitivities to alcohol or anything, or often the liver can be involved with that. So I'm just going to notice what we're doing with that. So I notice that there's some energy that needs to be brought to the liver. Some of you are struggling. I know mine can be weak at times. I had a virus when I was younger, and it certainly had an effect on my liver as an adult. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to bring frequency 7. Frequency 7 is a detoxifying and a frequency. I just want to bring that through. Normally it goes to the kidneys, the frequency 7, but I just want to bring it also to the whole body, and specifically the liver. It also brings frequency 14 as well. I'm just going to hold my hand over. If you wonder where your liver is, if you're not sure, it's actually on your right-hand side below your ribs. It's quite a large organ and really able to regenerate itself. So I'm holding my hand over your liver, and I'm providing a couple of frequencies that really help strengthen, support. Yeah, I can actually feel that, if you get a headache, sometimes that can be liver involved. So I'm just going to hold my hand there a little longer. And while I'm doing that, it's just something I need to close over here. Right. Okay, I feel some toxins coming out, so I'm just going to bring them up onto my hand. So I'm just going to bring those patterns, which they may be physical, they may be emotional. We store our emotions, anger and frustration in our liver. If you've been feeling a lot of emotions around anger or frustration, that can also be why I'm helping you with your liver, excuse me, because that's where those emotions tend to reside, or self-righteousness and those sort of things. So I'm just bringing them up into my hand. So take those patterns. We don't need those. We'll just get rid of them. Let me notice now. That's better. Right, well now I just want to go further in. So I'm just going to go a little further in. What I notice is a kind of area that, who knows what that means, but I'm just going to call it a bit stuck. Whether that's emotional or physical, I don't know, or it's neither. It's just a pattern. So I'm just going to notice that, and then I'm just going to connect with it. And just really kind of pull that. It's a bit yucky. So I'm just going to notice. Right. This is old stuff. Goes way back. Okay, so I'm just going to twist it a little and just pull it out. Oh, it doesn't really want to come. So I'm just going to notice how. Oh, let's get that shovel in there. Just dig it out. Come on. Just lever it. Yeah. Just dig around. Let's do the easy way. Oh, yes, better. Okay, good. Cool. It's like psychic surgery. Never done that before. All right. Let's notice. That's better. Isn't that cool? I can work with something that looks like something on a page and it can feel different. It feels different. Feels better. Feels clear. It feels like Okay, now I want to put something in. So I want to put in, an emotion, is what I want to put in. So I'm just going to reach into the emotion window and get a sense of what that emotion is. Okay, it feels like gratitude, so I'm just going to drop that into the liver. And it's taken that frequency and just really absorbed into the tissue. I feel like there's something else to do. All right, just going to like circle it a little. No, that feels clearer to me. That feels like it's done. Okay, so just notice, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, who knows, something will show up. Let that move through. All right, and there's 2 more things to do. Just waiting, because, I didn't make this up. I just waited for it to show up. Okay, so this is this is like noticing there's something you're not quite in. There's something within you that doesn't sit right. When I say that, often when I notice people's energy, it's like I see this core energy, and it's like, I call my program Healing, Wholeness, and Integrity. It's like there's a part of people that is like this integrity, that is kind of this core energy that is really strong and central and balanced, and I can't think of the right word, but it's really like there. And when something's not quite right, it doesn't sit within there; it sits outside of it. And that's what I'm noticing, is that my attention is drawn to this internal energy. So there's something that, is bothering you, that who you've been being, or something you've been doing, or something that just doesn't sit well. And you may or may not be conscious of it, but just notice the integrity that you normally hold yourself within. And, maybe you said something to someone that, you regretted later, or, um, you found yourself being not the person you want to be with someone or in a certain situation, and you've just found you've regretted it, or it just didn't feel like you were yourself. And so something about that is what I'm noticing. Maybe you doing a job that is not quite right for you. Maybe it's something that is not really within. It doesn't sit right. It doesn't look like it's really right on target as you. So I'm just, whatever that is. You don't really need to know on a conscious level. But that's what I'm doing. And this is about forgiveness. So of yourself. That the blaming, or the feeling bad about the regret, is only causing vibration in your body that's not helpful. So I'm just going to work with that pattern and notice where this is, kind of like several, whether it's different people, where I'm just like noticing. So I'm just going to bring a frequency. I'm just going to, what am I going to do? What will show me? Okay, so this is frequency 5. This is unconditional love for yourself. To bring in and to really notice this sense of nurturing and unconditional love that you can have within your body, that's an integrity with yourself. That's where you find it, right in the core of you, the self-approval, the self-belief that it's okay. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to say something that you didn't really mean. It's okay. It's okay to be upset with someone. It's okay. And you don't need the other person's forgiveness, you need your own. So I just want that to sort of resonate with you, to find the place within you and just brought that frequency in that allows you to realise that it's okay to be loving to yourself. And just say to that part of you, it's okay. It's all right. I did the best I could. I meant well. Whatever it is you need to say. And I'm just going to really center that energy again. It's going to draw around it. It's like bringing everything back to really being in balance again. Yep, that's it. It's like it's okay and everything, to bring the energy of balance to the core integrity of yourself. It's a feeling of forgiveness. It's a feeling of approval, self-approval. Okay, that's much better. And the last thing is something to do with your feet. So under your feet, either in your feet or under your feet. So let me just notice. All right, this is a sort of a stuckness around feet. Whether you actually have foot problems or you feel stuck by something, it's like inactive, you can't move off the spot, or, you're not where you want to be, you're not able to move forward, all those kind of things. But it's about the energy around your feet. So whether it's foot problems on a physical level or whether it's actually, feeling kind of stuck on the spot about something. I'm just going to connect with the energy around that. It's a sort of feeling of not being in control. That's what it feels like. Not in control. And not in control of something, which is why you feel stuck to the spot. Like there's something you have control of, which is why it's not, you can't move. You're not able to move within it. And this is from a past time. So I'm just going to go and find the place that we all have something around in our feet that needs to be cleared. And I'm just going to wonder where it is, and then when I get to it, I find it, and everyone's in the one spot. I'm just going backwards to some point in time when this first started, and it's right there. And as they connect, and then as they move through that time, the energy around your feet begins to move a little. It's like around the soles of the feet. It's moving through the tops of the feet. It's just moving the energy around your feet. You might notice something, you might not. So what I notice is that there's a movement that wasn't there before. Now this might mean you get an idea about something of how to handle it. It might mean that the energy in your feet changes. It's actually moving forwards now Cool. All right. It's like seeing this spiral energy that's actually moving forward from the feet. So just notice that. And that's done. That's going to keep going. I can feel that already. Anything else? Just let me check. I feel like there's something here. I'm just going to draw this star. It's a star image. It's like a star. Looks like small, but it's a star shape. So I'll just connect with it. This is a potential for something. There's just a potential for something. It's like a potential energy. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is grow it. So I'm going to bring in a frequency that actually enhances this potential. So I don't know what that means for you. The potential for something you want, the potential for something you set your intention on. All right. Now there are little stars around it. It's a bit like drawing something from the cosmos there. I'm drawing here. It feels like divine energy is what it feels like. Yeah, I can't tell you more than that. I don't know how that is going to show up for you, or it's not usual. I don't know, what it means. It's like seeing the seed of something growing and expanding. All right, so your job is just going to be to notice how that shows up in your world, what that potential is. And for each of you, it's obviously going to be different, maybe connected to whatever it is you asked for. Okay, so let me just notice if this is complete. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's an interesting session. What I'm wondering, and if you're still with me, is what you noticed. You might like to put in the chat box what you noticed. If you are a person who notices something, what did you feel? Like, maybe share that with the group, and let me know if you've got any questions or anything that came to you while we were doing that. What you noticed. It's very interesting, because I never know what's going to show up. I never know what will make itself known. I never know anything about what that whatever's going to be there. So I'm hoping that in some way that's relevant for you. But at some level you don't really even need to know. It doesn't have to make sense, because pretty much a lot of this makes no sense and then stuff happens. That's been my experience. I'm just going to have a drink of water. Okay. So Edward says, I hope the angel is my friend who recently committed suicide. What a sad thing. Well, absolutely it could be. And, absolutely could be your friend, or it could be an angel who understands that what you're needing is some comfort about that. and to know the other person is safe. So, yeah, it's a pretty difficult thing to have a friend who commits suicide. Difficult thing to go through. And so once you brought yourself back to the present, Rachel, so powerful, felt so much energy throughout my body. Thank you. Look forward to finding out more. Yeah, well, stay on, because I'm just going to also talk to you about what happens next. Like if this is something you're connecting with, there's a lot more to offer you, and I just want to take you through and really share with you why, what I think I'm here to do, and why as a group we're so powerful, and I know you're like me, and I really want to facilitate you to expand even further and to get the things you want in your life, and to, whether it be healing, whether it be things that you want to have in your life. I mean, I believe this is a year that we are really being offered a chance to transform. Donna, it was very relevant, in particular forgiveness. Thanks, Donna. Sarah, it was like you were talking directly to me, so relevant. Felt lots of expansion. Fab. That's great. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? I love it when you guys can actually feel it too, those of you who are aware of that. Angela, it felt like a personal reading. As so many years, so relevant. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, really. Beautiful energy. I don't want to leave it. Related a lot to the liver issues. Anger is needing to forgive yourself. Yeah. Don't we all, Jen? It's I think everybody's going to relate, because I said we're all vibrating. We're all here because we all have similar things, and I'm hoping you can all relate to that. So what I would like to do is anyone on the call who did it last time and has got anything that they've noticed during the week that you haven't told me about? So because sometimes these things take a while to show up. So if there's something that you notice that you haven't had a chance to share, would you mind sharing it? Anything that's come up for you that was an intention that you set, and that you might have noticed a difference in, whether it be physical or any other level. Jen, thanks so much, Jenny, for offering this free healings. You're amazing as well. Oh, thanks, Jen. I mean, hey, back at you. Because really, we reflect each other. And, I believe that anyone who's here, what you're seeing in me is in you. So, back at you. Leah felt very held and supported by the energies. Very beautiful. Thank you. And thank you too, Leah. Thanks for being here. And has anyone noticed like any other synchronistic things showing up this week? There was something I meant to actually do at the end of this call that was different, and I forgot. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get you to do it right now, because you're still in the energy of the circle. So right now, don't go. I want you to drop back down, and all you have to do is set your intention. You're still in it. I want you to think about and recall for a moment the thing that you said you wanted. Just connect with me, connect with everyone here. Just drop your energy back down. And I'm going to ask you to repeat this to yourself. I'm going to tell you what it is, and then you need to just insert what it is that you wanted. So, for example, if you said, I want to be peaceful, or I want to be healthy, or I want whatever I want I want to be energetic, or I want a relationship. Just drop down and right now I want you to say, I am that. So that meaning I am that which you asked for. I am healthy. I am peaceful. I am married. I am surfing. Whatever it is that you want, you need to insert. You don't have to say what it is, but you need to insert the idea of what it was that you want. So I am that. And I want you to say, and you can say it out loud if there's no one with you. All you have to do is say, I am that. Imagine that you're saying it to me. Imagine that you're saying it to God. I am that. And then say, I am. And it goes on the out breath. I am that. And on the in breath, I am on the in breath. So you can imagine yourself saying it. I am that. I am. So you have to say it out loud. Just breathe it out. So breathe out, I am that. And breathe in, I am. And I want you to do that 5 times. So just go ahead and breathe. And imagine you're saying to God, I am that. And as you breathe in, I am. And that you're confirming you are and you have and you are being what you ask for. Right, in the present, in the now, you are already, you have already become and are being that. So 5 times, I am that, I am. And what you're doing is connecting with the energy of God, the energy of, or the divine energy. So 5 times, I am that, I am. Okay, great. And that's how I want to finish that session off. I just forgot to do it after all the, after what happened at the beginning. So that's how I wanted to finish that session, because I really wanted you to have that extra piece. Okay, so Jane says, I asked for clearing of issues relating to pain in the right foot. A strong sensation was felt in second and third toe from the beginning, nearly too painful, and that continued till the end of the session. Thanks very much. Wow, Jane. Well noticed. Jan, heart and throat has expanded hugely. I dreamt about stars last night. Hey, cool. Don't you love that? Thank you. That's your potential, Jan. Told you it was going to show up. Jenny, yes, but something very odd. You mentioned a worm in an apple and a parasite, which I feel a certain someone is in my life. And I ended up eating a worm, which, hold on, I ended up, wait, I've just lost it, hold on. I ended up eating a worm which was in my cereal. It was a bit yucky, as you can imagine, but then I started laughing as I remembered what you said. Oh, well, that's a sort of one of those synchronistic events that tells you, you know what, the worm no longer exists. It's gone, chewed up, chewed through it. It's cool. Oh, wow, that's so funny, Jen. Okay. All right. Dawn, well, I made some notes as I listened, lots of food for thought. What resonated with me tonight was the frequency 7 kidneys thingy. I've harboured some thoughts and feelings of anger and frustration with a family member, and it reminded me to recall things for which I'm grateful for this person in my life, my son. I think the pain in my kidney lower back has dissipated. Bit weird. I got a lot out of this session, need to think about. Thanks, Dawn. Really appreciate that feedback. And I understand, you kind of think, well, how is that possible and how can that happen? But it really, demonstrates that, we hold in our bodies emotions and thoughts and things, and they can show up physically. And when we can begin to release them and change them, so can our bodies. So, notice that difference and keep noticing it. And thanks so much for sharing that. That's fabulous. Anna, felt lots of energy shifts occurring. Great, as you do usually. Thanks, Anna. Okay, so that's brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Keep on putting them on and, sharing them with everyone here. It's great to be able to have that interaction. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, so one of the reasons, the reason why I started doing this is because people were telling me what they were struggling with, and I kind of wrote down 5 things that I think that I've heard over and over. There are things you might relate to for why I put together what I'm going to be doing in this 12-week program called Healing, Wholeness and Integrity. And whilst it's not particularly focused on these things specifically, these are the things that I've noticed, which is why I wanted to do this. Because what is this whole thing about consciousness expansion? I mean, what's the purpose of it? And for me, it's because we're seeing the evolvement of ourselves, of our energies, of who we thought we were and who we are becoming, and how our energies are changing, how we're beginning to understand and to be able to get a sense of ourselves as much bigger than what we inhabit here, of much more powerful, of the power that lies within our hearts to create, to attract, to heal, and it's just in an amazing way so much different than perhaps the medical field. And I'm not putting the medical field down, because we really need them too, but that we're understanding it's all part of a greater picture, and that we are becoming powerful beings. And the things that that people told me, they are really I'm just reading what Jen wrote. Thankfully, I realised it was something more than spat it out. Very funny indeed, yeah. Thanks, Edward, for sharing too. And yeah, I agree. Absolutely lovely people. And you too. So the things that people have said to me that really, and they've told me these are the things that we're struggling. One, a way to move forward with something. So people who are in jobs or finding themselves stuck, maybe in the rest of their life are feeling like, things are really working okay, but in some way they're unable to move forward with something. And, maybe because they're scared of making a change, or they don't trust their guidance, they're worried it's going to turn out badly, or they're going to make the wrong decision, and, or maybe can't move forward because they've got, maybe people in their lives like family, children, parents, or whatever, they feel that they can't move forward because in some way they have to look after them, or that there's something going on there. And so really that's one thing that I've seen. The second one is wanting to share your life in a close relationship, and just not being able to find someone that you really want to be with, not being able to attract someone, finding that there are patterns that keep showing up, people repeated things, and you're wondering why it's just not working. And it can also be not just a romantic relationship, but also being able to heal relationships with others in family, or where a relationship is not good, or it's been difficult, and people have baggage from the past and just can't seem to get past it. So, and to me, this is about learning to trust yourself, being vulnerable, being open with other people. So for some people, it's about commitment, and it's also about past things. We've been in difficult circumstances, or had difficult things happen, that often the relationships are difficult because of that. So that's the second thing. The third one is about healing those past traumas and fears. So a lot of people are finding that they want to be able to let go of past relationship, of things that you've maybe held on to that are preventing you from moving forward. And these are the unconscious patterns. You want to attract someone to your life. You want to have a new job, whatever it is, that you're able to actually get a more clear vision of the future, and being able to move that stuff aside. So that's the third one. The fourth one is being is about healthy body. So I've had a lot of people talk to me about, whether it be, and I don't mean just weight loss, I mean kind of health and being fit, changing eating behaviours, having concerns about body image, being able to feel more free around food and eating, being healthy regardless of body shape or size, and looking at unconscious issues and setting intentions around what you want in relation to your body and eating, and asking for guidance about that. So that's a fourth issue that people look into. And the last one is abundance. It's about not just money, although that's obviously one of the big ones. And I tell you what, I came across a really good process. I was given guidance on a fabulous process for money. It's working for me. I'm going to share it with you. Come along to the course and I'll show you how to do it. Easy, and it really works. So, scarcity mindset is one of the things that can be an issue when we're looking at abundance. Abundance is not just money. It's like, what are you attracting into your life? Are you getting the sort of abundance that you want in any way. So that's looking at the vibrations of that. And, you know, very often parental attitudes get in the way, what you learn from your parents about money, whether it's easy to come by, doesn't grow on trees, all that sort of stuff. And, you know, these are the things, these are the kind of things where I thought, I'm going to do this 12-week program. Maybe those things resonate for you. But what you need to do is come along and actually allow me to work with you over a period of, over the 12 weeks in whatever way. I've got about 3 different options that you can choose from. But to actually set some intentions, get some guidance, and actually have some ongoing support. And that's really why I want to do this. Like, I want to have the opportunity to actually spend time with you so that I actually can see and you can see the results occurring and keep going. And not only that, to be able to have a combination of things that really give you that boost. So for some people, it'll be, you know, in-person, like workshop days. There are healing sessions you can do just on themselves, like what we've been doing here, but regularly every week. And it sort of gives you, because you don't have to pay them individually to see me for that. As a group, you can feel how powerful this is. And it gives you the opportunity to do it from home and still get the benefit from it. It would be longer sessions than what we did tonight, but those are the healing sessions. And then also some coaching stuff, because as you know, I'm a coach as well. And so I'll be looking at doing some support coaching as well online. So what I really want to do is to be able to create the space for you to set intents around what it is you want, to be able to drop into the field, to allow me to provide the environment for that, so that you can actually transform. And, you know, I want to be able to see that transformation. I want to be part of it, and I want to do it over time. And not just one session, not just 1 week, not just one workshop. And this has been my guidance. For me to really serve you, this is what I'm being asked to do. It's not something I've ever offered before. It probably isn't anything I will offer again. Because what I found is energies change and things change all the time. And something I think I'm going to be doing for a while, the information I get is, no, it's done now. So it's the chance to actually do this with me. And I would really love it. You know, I know you guys and I know how powerful you are. And I would love to have you in some way join in with me in whichever way you can. Hey, Catherine from London, Rachel's sister, thanks. Fabulous. See, you can go around the world and it makes no difference where you are, you can all feel it. That's fabulous, Catherine, really good. Meredith, very firming, looking forward to observing any changes or shifts. Absolutely. Just watch out and keep your eyes on noticing what's different. Okay, so what I would like to do is show you a little bit about, I'm just going to show you my other screen and talk to you about the options. You may have seen them before, but let me explain further. I didn't explain a lot last time, and probably I didn't do any justice to or serve you well enough in actually giving you enough information so that you could make a decision. I've already had quite a number of people enroll. Thank you, and we've still got places left in all of them. So, and I will have tonight, and I've got a special offer for you as well. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Let me talk to you about. I put together 3 different options, so that 3 different price points, but also 3 different ways that you can participate. And I would love it if you can find one that really serves you, and that you can join in with this, because I would love to see the results of the transformation that you will get from joining in with this. Okay, so here I'm just going to go and show you my screen. Okay, so I'm not sure if I should make that bigger. I guess I'm hoping you can see that. So this is a 12-week transformation process starting in February, mid-February, and there are 3 options. The first option is called the Power Pack, and what it includes are workshop days, healing sessions, coaching sessions, and it's really the whole It's the whole range. It's the everything. So it's really, if you know that you're ready, if you know that this is what you need to be doing, if you are getting a yes from your body, you're getting a yes from guidance, you need to follow that, even if you don't know why, and even if you don't know how that's going to work for you. You need to go with it. You are being called. You are listening to me now. You're being called to make transformation in whatever way that you can do it. And what I'm here to do is to show you how to do that and provide the opportunity and the vibration for it. So the expansion and healing days. So in Power Pack number 1, there are 2 expansion, consciousness expansion and healing days. When you expand your consciousness and you go deeper in a group, I'm there to actually guide you through that, to have some fun. And also when you do that, you're really joining in with the oneness, the divineness. You're joining in with your expansive, intuitive mind. And you get the guidance and you get the information that you need to take the next steps. And that's what those days are about. It's about really dropping in, spending the time together and going away with actually a practical list of things that you need to do next in whatever areas of your life you need to be working on. And I'm not going to tell you what they are. Your guidance is actually going to tell you that. And it's really magic. And this provides the opportunity in person to do that. So if you're in Sydney, or even if you're not and you want to come and join me, there are 2 Sundays. There's one in February and one in March, February 16th. And that Sunday, February 16th, is the first day of the 12-week program. That's when it actually starts. And then we've got 10 healing sessions that come with that as well in the Power Pack. And they are like what we've been doing tonight. Oops, sorry. They're like that's what we've been doing tonight. And except that they will be longer, and they'll be held on a Thursday night at 8 o'clock. You don't have to be there in order to. You don't have to be there in order to get the benefit. Every session will be recorded, and it's like what we're doing right now, and in the same way, except that in some instances, depending on how many of us there are, we may actually do it where we can see each other. So it's not just you seeing me, and so because we can do that with Hangouts depending on how many people have got access to cameras and things like that. So that's a fabulous thing, and it's every week. So you're actually every week getting that top up. You're every week getting that that change in your vibration. You're really moving you along, not just one time, but 10 times. So it's every week. If you miss it, all you've got to do is watch the replay. But guess what? You know, even if you're not there and you don't watch the replay, you still get the benefit. Like, all you have to do is set your intention that you're joining in. You've seen how that works. You don't have to actually even be on the call. Of course, I would prefer that. But if you can't be there, you don't miss it. The other thing is there's 2 transformation coaching sessions, and they are, once again, with the group. They're live, and we do those in between workshops. So you're really getting like workshops, healing sessions, and coaching sessions where we actually talk about what's been going on, what's been happening, actually have a conversation. And I would like those to be live, not just in a chat room, but also just really in person. So we can do that with Hangouts. You can actually see each other. And in addition, you're also going to get 2 bonuses. You're going to get another healing day, which is the last day of the 12 weeks, and that's Sunday, May the 4th. And that is to really finish off. This is where you get to recap, look back, and really be able to see, because I think that's one of the things that's so often missing, is the capacity to be able to look back and see what the changes have been. Changes go by, and they go by unnoticed. It's like, you know, you don't realise things have changed unless you actually have the time and the ability to look back and really be able to, you know, get your instructions for continuing on from there. And I've made a new essence. It's called Quiet Mind, and that's included as well in the package. And that overall is $37.25 if you were to pay for that individually. And the offer tonight is 3 times $5.55. But guess what? You only have to, I'm just going to put up here, hey, check this out. This is what I put up for you to be able to see. Have a look at this. It's about to show up in your screen on the right-hand side. Ta-da! Power Pack. You can actually pay your first payment tonight, and you only make one payment tonight, which would be the first one. And if you click Add to Cart, it'll open up a new window, and you'll still be able to hear me talking. It won't cut you off. You can just click Add to Cart, and you can just go ahead and pay the first session only. But I'm going to tell you as well that, and you don't make the next two payments till just one per month. But I'm going to tell you as well that there's another offer on top of this, and that is I'm going to add an individual session to that with me. So on top of what you get there, no extra charge, is a session with me, one-to-one, by Skype, by phone, in person if you want to come over, and come and sit with me on the back deck, have a cup of coffee, and we'll do a full 90-minute session with you as well for nothing. And everybody who's on the call, I'm gonna give everyone else something else as well. So just stay tuned. There's one more thing I'm going to add to this, but first I want to talk to you about the other two options. So that's number one, and that's like go whole hog and just jump in, boots and all, and really go for it. You know, if you've got lots of things you want to change, and you know, and you're feeling the pull to do it, don't ignore it, because now's the time for you to actually make that change. It's like, just go in, just trust your guidance on it's the right thing to do. Let me show you the other two. So I'm just going to go down. Option 2 is the all-rounder. Now, if you haven't got the time, or you know, your guidance is to go with one of the first days. So you can either do the one in February or the one in March, and they're in Pennant Hills in Sydney. Got this beautiful room in the gardens. You're going to love it. You can choose one of those days, whichever one you want, and you get the 10 healing sessions, the same 10 that we'll all be doing. And you get one of the, as a bonus, you get one of the transformation coaching sessions, and this is like a special bonus. All the special bonuses are limited time, so they're not going to stay around forever. I'm gonna leave them up. You know, we've still got another month before this course starts, so I'm going to leave it up for a little while, but it's not going to be forever. So you get transformation coaching session, so you join in with the group for that, and the Essence Quiet Mind, and the total of that is $29.60 if you were to pay for it separately. But the offer there is 3 times $3.97. And ta-da! Have a look over here. I'm just going to take away the Power Pack Add to Cart, and I'm going to show you the all-rounder. If this one resonates with you, I want you to just go for it. I'll put the other one back up again later. So here's the other one, the all-rounder. You get some of everything. So jump in now. You just make your first payment of $3.97. And I'm going to add to this, and I'm going to add this to both option 1 and option 2. I'm going to add to this another session that's before we start. I'm going to do a healing session only for the people who are in the courses. It doesn't matter which one you choose. So if you choose option 1, the Power Pack, or you choose option 2, the all-rounder, or you take the third one, which I'll show you in a minute, which is the healing circle only, the multi-dimensional healing, I'm going to give you an extra session, all of you for nothing, and we're going to do it before the actual course starts. So it's like a pre-healing, prepare you type of session, and we'll do that like we're doing here, except it will be private. It will be only for people that are invited. So, and I'm only making this offer tonight, and I'm making it for 24 hours. So this is, if you're here and you're listening, then I will know and I will add it. Especially if you buy from the cart now and make your first payment, I will know that I made you this offer. And if you're watching the replay and you're not watching in the first 24 hours, sorry, you don't get it. So I'm making this because it's people who are watching it live and who are watching it in the next day. That's for you. Now, the last option is the multidimensional healing, and that's just basically if you maybe live overseas, this, you know, because you can't actually do the in-person sessions with me here in Sydney, then you just come along to the 10 healing sessions live online. Now, if you were to do that, it would cost you $24.50. So it's 3 times $297, which is $891 altogether. So you save $1,600 approximately. And I'm going to add the new Essence, my new Essence Quiet Mind, which was not on there last week. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to add the extra healing session, the pre-healing session, which will be sometime before February the 19th. All right. So they're the 3 options. So I'm just going to put up the that's the all-round. I'm just going to take that off. I'm going to show you the multi-dimensional healing circle. There it is. And that's the first payment only of $297. So if that's the one that feels like good for you, just go for that. I mean, you've seen the power of it. You felt it tonight. You know, if you've done the 2 sessions and you've really found that they're useful to you, really have a think about it. You don't have to do anything with this. You just do it from home. And it will be also Thursday night, 8 o'clock. And it will be a longer session. So it will go for as long as I'm guided to go. So it could go a lot longer if that's what I'm guided to do with the group. Not too long, because I don't want you to be sort of feeling like, when's this going to end? But remember, this is working with guidance, and we'll also have Q&A and feedback and just finding out how it went and things like that as well for those calls. All right, so that's the 3 options. So once again, number 1, just looking over on the side there, is just take that one off, and the Power Pack. Oops, there we are. I think. Something went wrong with that. Oh, there we are. There's the Power Pack. All right, so that's one payment of $555. You want to click that now if you want to go through. You can still listen to what I'm saying. If you click it, it'll just open a new window, and then it will take you to PayPal, and you just make the one payment. And the other 2 you don't worry about yet. You just wait until the next one wouldn't be due until March. All right, so you're only making any of these packs. You're only making one payment now. The next one's not due until March, because it's supposed to be February, March, April, and we finish at the beginning of May. And if you're interested in the all-rounder, I'm just going to put that up now. So you might want to click on, there it is, to jump in. If you want one payment of $397, add that to the card. It'll open in a new window. Same thing again, and it will show you exactly all the things that I've described, so you can make sure that everything's on there. And the last one is the multi-dimensional healing circle, and the free essence, and also, of course, the extra free healing session prior to the start of the course. And that's the first payment of $297. So there's the 3 options. And what I was going to say to you is, you know, this is really, you need to think about your commitment to yourself. Like if you know you're ready to make a change, and you know there's something that really needs to move on, and you know this is the kind of thing that works for you, you know that this is, you know, I guess you're just trusting your gut here, you're trusting guidance that this is the way for you to go. If you've got any questions, just put them in the chat room. If you've got anything you want to ask me, and just put it in there. I'm happy to answer anything that's come up for you that you're wondering about. What I love about groups is that when you work together, they're really powerful. And when you go deeper with your awareness, and I'm just going to put myself back on screen now so that you can see me. There we are. Hello. I encourage you to join in with me. This is a really unique event for me, and it's really like bringing together all my knowledge to help you transform. And I look forward to being able to do that. So let me just see if there's any other comments, anything I need to answer. So if you've been working hard, but there's some area of your life that you feel stuck in, that you haven't been able to get the answers maybe, and it's not being able to move, then if you know that this is, if you don't act, then you're again missing the time. You're again missing the opportunity that you're being presented with to actually make that change. And then it's got to come all the way around again. It keeps going around until, that's that saying about keep on doing the same thing, keep on getting the same result. So if there's something that you keep going around with that you just haven't been able to break the cycle of, maybe because there are sabotage patterns, there are unconscious beliefs, there are things that no matter how much you set your intention, it's not shifting, then this is the time for you to transform those things, and this is the opportunity to do it. And I'd love to be able to help you if you feel guided that that's the right thing for you. So, so that's my gift for tonight for you, is the pre-healing session. And I look forward to being able to spend more time with you. I'm not sure if I will offer more healing sessions online. I certainly will be offering something else free, so stay tuned. It may or may not be a healing session. It might be something a little different next time, because what I'd like to show you is also some of the other things that we'll be doing during the program, during the 12 weeks, especially in the workshops, and give you a little taste of that, which is more looking at, every time you do this and you expand your sense of yourself, not only do you have the opportunity for healing on a physical level in any other way, but you also have the chance to attract more things into your life. And I forgot what I was going to say then. It's got out of my head. So it's really the opportunity to move something in your life that hasn't been moving. And I'm sure, and I know myself, this is what I do all the time. Your intuitive ability grows with this. That's what I want to say. When you drop into this field, your intuitive ability really, really gets stronger. And many of you know that some of the work I do is quite kind of medical in its orientation. So people often ask me, what's wrong with my knee, what's wrong with my stomach, and they start with something physical, but actually what shows up a lot of the time is other stuff, emotional stuff, and guidance will give you the information that you need to know. If you've ever worked with me, you know, if you have worked with me and you know, put it in the chat box. Just let other people know, if you have worked with me, the kind of things that you've seen happen for yourself, because not everybody understands what it is that I do. And this is something, and I say this because it's something you have access to, and this is really, it's amazing when you ask for guidance, you get the information that you need. And not only that, it's specific, and guidance, God, the universe will actually guide you in the direction you need to go, really specifically. And that's what I want to show you how to do. I want to show you how to live that on a daily basis, so that you're always following guidance, and make it easy on yourself. Step into the flow of things in your life, rather than coming from a place where you feel resistance or you feel uncomfortable, and things that are not quite going where you need them to go. You need to be able to have that flow happening, and that's, I think, what happens. That is what's going to happen when you step into the space to work with this. And I say that because I do it myself, and I'm constantly amazed at what shows up. I just laugh. I laugh because I go, sometimes I even forgot stuff I asked for that shows up. Because that's that whole letting go process. It's like, can I have that? I let it go, and then it shows up, and I laugh because sometimes I forgot. I asked for the blue linen pants that I was looking for. I mean, there's simple things, there's small things, but it's no different whether you ask for something big, whether you ask for something what seems small. It's not. It's just energy. It's just in being in the flow. Thanks, Sarah. I really appreciate it, and thanks for being here. Any questions, anyone? Put them in, and love to hear from you. Write me an email. If you want to send me an email, you can write to me at Jenny McFadden at optusnet.com.au. If you're not someone who knows me personally, most of you are, write to me and tell me what you noticed about this session, and tell me what the results were, so that I can share them with other people. The more that we work together, the more we can create, the more you can create and attract in your life. Okay, well, I think I'm just about done. So is there any other questions or anything else anybody wants to share or to say? And I think I'm going to finish off, and I'm going to look forward to hearing from you one way or another, whether you decide to join in with me on this 12-week program. Where that's not for you, that's perfectly okay too. I'm here to serve, I'm here to help, I'm here to love, you guys, and really love my circle, really feel at home and feel like you accept me and I accept you, and love the way that we work together, love the resonance between us, love talking to you about stuff like this. I mean, I love that. I love the stuff that shows up. I love how the universe responds when you ask. So if it's not responding to you at the moment, let me show you how that works. If you want an individual session, you're also welcome to talk to me about that. Skype, phone, FaceTime, in person if you want. However that works for you, go with your guidance. If I'm the person that can help you, and if you feel a resonance with me, then let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to sign off, and look forward to hearing from you, and look forward to spending some time together with you. Okay, so I'm just going to, as the last thing, I'm just going to put up one more time the different offers, just in case you were looking for the button. I'm just going to put them up one more time. So here's the Power Pack offer. Well, there it should be. There it is. So that's the full healing and transformation package. Remember, it's just one payment. You pay that one payment now, and then the next one's not due till March, and I'll organise that with you. You don't have to do that up front. So just click through if you think that's of interest to you. Then we've got the all-rounder, which is remembering that's got the one consciousness day, the 10 sessions. If you click through that, you'll find the list of everything that's included. Remember, what you won't find is the special offer I made tonight, which is the additional session prior to the course starting, which is private for people doing any of the courses, whether it be option 1, 2, or 3. Whether it's the Power Pack, the all-rounder, or the multidimensional, you get that. Only for the next 24 hours, so make sure you take that up. And the last one, which is the multidimensional healing circle online, just jump into that if that feels like the right thing for you. It's just the one payment at the moment, and that guarantees you a place in that circle. Okay, so I think I'm about done, and I just want to say, thank you for being here. Thank you for working with me, and I'm really grateful for your support, for your connection, for the energy, and I look forward to hearing from you about what you notice that's different, and how when your energy expands, when your consciousness expands, when you expand, how you attract different things into your life, how you bring in the things that you want with ease, grace, and joy. Wish you a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.